Gen G go for a disengaged support here and go for a 1-3-1, it might be really hard to match. It's going to be the Leona instead, so gives them a little bit more initiative in how they want to play out those.
Very well coordinated. Big test here for the blue side squad as DRX make their way out onto the Rift. Their team fighting still going to be very strong, and they have a great 1-2 there on the top side of the map with the Gwen and the Xin Zhao.
Heading towards him and should honestly just get that wave in.
Ooh,
and
very
then make
nice
way out.
charm as Zeka walks underneath the turret, and it was looking like Zeka had some control in the lane, and it's gone. Goodbye.
Yes.
Pushing towards the bottom side, and Pyosik going to make his first attempt at gank here on the top side, but Doran has hit that level 6. Does have
a big wave.
The Endless Rage available. Kingen turns up. They haven't hit him just yet as we've got the engage immediately. That's a very early ult as the needlework comes down. Pyosik moves his way out. The Ignite is ticking as Kingen should have some free time now with this turret, and that is a lot of minions that are going to go missing. So despite the fact that Pyosik doesn't get a kill, he's still going to deny Doran so much here.
Yeah, really nice timing. DRX doing great.
Hook comes down, but immediately Lehens dives on top of Barrel. He gets onto the shield, though, but the Ignite ticks down, and they do grab first blood on the bottom side. 2v2 kill here for Ruler and Lehens.
As Lehens rubbing salt in the wounds, showcasing an EDG icon, which against Barrel, that's got to be personal. Getting hooked, giving over a kill to Deft, which, you know, will make him a very, very happy Zeka.
Yeah, Chovy going to look for the charm, finds it, and Doran just going to wander underneath this turret. That is going to be the last Spirit Rush, and Chovy picks up the kill very comfortably, and Doran doesn't even have to ult. Ulti comes out from Peanut here, gets rid of some of the minions, but isn't going to be able to grab the Rift Herald that Pyosik delivered there to the bottom side. Hook going to go wide there as well. They will collect 3 plates bottom side of the map, and that does give a fair bit of gold back here to DRX.
Fast rope coming through. Unfortunately, Zeka going for the flash there. That's never quite going to work out. And it is the cleanse timing back up, right? And one downside, of course, of Barrel going for that hook is that you're completely stationary. And all of the damage that is available to Leona Jinx, which is level 6, is quite considerable. Thrown in.
Bit of a fight here towards the bottom side. Remember, Ruler doesn't have a flash, and Pyosik's going to dive on top of him. One more auto secures it, and a great hook is going to mean that Lehens goes down too. DRX not done fighting this game, and that's a double kill for Pyosik. Maybe the coin came up heads.
Yes.
Me and all of my Cloud Soul buddies
let me finish, Atlas. I think that Hextech Drake would add a lot of complexity, and it would create blanket opportunities.
I like the teleporters. But what about running fast? What about a play here as Lehens going to walk through the box? Hook going to connect. Deft throws out the Moonlight Vigil. Not going to be able to do enough because Eclipse, one heck of an ability. Although they still pick up the kill. Doran in trouble here, but does have the ultimate. So, of course, not actually in trouble at all. Deft moving underneath this turret here. They're going to go for the kill. Barrel's still very, very low as Pyosik moves on in.
Barrel walks out. Is completely fine as Zeka is experiencing Tryndamere counterplay. But look at Kingen!
Speaking of Tryndamere counterplay, it's called Scissors. Yeah, Bali indeed.
Yeah. And of course, the real issue is that I think that Kingen is not going to be easily answered here by anyone on the side of Gen G, and that might be a continuous issue as
Barrel going to get stunned up by the Solar Flare. It's a good play, but I have a feeling that this Thresh is still real dead. Deft trying to lock down Ruler, but another cleanse comes in and he picks up the double kill. Feels like this Jinx is 100% inevitable this game, even if they do manage to catch him a couple of times. 5-4 now the kill score, and Gen G reclaim the gold advantage as Kingen fighting against Doran once again, finds another ulti, and Doran does have the ult available. Kingen just going to make sure that he gets it and moves his way out as Pyosik trying to defend. Chovy going to find the Gwen. He goes golden, so stopwatch now broken. He's going to try and fight his way out. Orbit Deception comes in, and Chovy, with the Spirit Rush, is able to get the return. This might become another Ahri mid-game story, which we've gotten pretty used to, thanks to Faker, and of course, Lava as well, who's had some pretty good games. DRX trying to get this push through, as that's a great hook onto Peanut. Could be in trouble, but Chovy comes round from the flank. He's going to get out of there immediately, though, as Peanut falls down. Chovy on the flank, not going to be able to do anything here as Lehens trying to guard, but they grab themselves a couple of turrets. Now Lehens caught by the shockwave. They're not going to go too far forward. And in the meantime, Doran managed to go to turret on the top side of the map and is pushing.
Really, really nicely done there by Chovy, who actually plays a huge part in making sure that nothing more happens there with some key charms, as has gone for the Horizon focus. Second, this is an item that, of course, has been buffed. Chovy.
Yeah, looks for the stun, doesn't find the charm. As now, Chovy in the area, does still have Spirit Rush, can get himself over the wall with those couple of charges that he puts up, gets the charm back, and that's a great solar flare. Beryl just going to explode. It's into the backline, goes King in, looking for some of these kills. The Gwen starting to get into pretty dangerous territory as another charm does go wide. Good dodging as Doran pushed out of the way by this Gwen. She has so much of the DRX money and right now is using it well. Spyoshik might need to get out of here. That is going to be an ulti to try and avoid the Super Mega Death Rocket as Kingan trying to be the hero. Doran gets back towards the rest of his team, and DRX are going to give up this first Hextech Drake. I think that's a smart move. Well, we've got a Baron that's being snipped right now. Lehens gets Control Ward in there as Spyoshik and Kingan probably going to stop on this one. Chovy over to the side as looks like DRX want this. Chovy gets on in there. Orbit Deception goes down as now they're trying to get the Ahri out of there. But the ultimate certainly going to be a good tool as now Ruler throws out Super Mega Death Rocket and goodbye Spyoshik. Not entirely sure what the plan was here. DRX Beryl is going to go down as well. Shockwave lands onto multiple members as Def finds himself the Moonlight Vigil, but he just doesn't have the range and can't walk forward. The rocket is there, and Ruler picks up the kill, and it's only Zeka that's left alive. That will open the mid lane and possibly more here for Gen G, as 8,000 gold is the lead. DRX circling the drain, just some dotting of I's and crossing of T's right now. Spyoshik going to flash defensively. Kingan trying to hold on to this inhibitor turret, but it is not going to work out. And Gwen not so immune here this game. Will be taken down. Ruler grabs himself yet another kill. 7, 1, and 3 on the Jinx. Okay, so Doran going to get hooked back. He's got an ultimate, so he will survive for quite some time, as Deft eventually does pick that one up with the Graviton proc. Secures that kill in the end, but that is only going to move Gen G out of their base for a moment. It is still in shambles.
Try to let it go. Yeah, I don't think we're getting an answer.
Well, we've got a bit of a face check here. The answer is Spirit Rush away, and Chovy is going to be able to do that very comfortably as this Ahri. We're just waiting out the timer. 20 seconds on this Baron. That will be when Gen G moves back. They'll probably park Chovy somewhere. Try and catch anyone who tries to approach. Peanut also doing the same thing as he it's seen by that Control Ward. Death Sentence is going to go wide as now Gen G thinking about a team fight. That is a Solar Flare. Scatters DRX as the Heroic Charge gets the CC into the backline. Zeka goes golden though as Beryl. It's going to be the first one that is caught out of position. The Ahri locks down the kill onto Beryl, and the Aphelios is already dead. Kingan trying to throw through the needlework, and he is still very dangerous as he goes golden. But Gen G, they have everyone alive, and the Nexus will now go down. Gen G absolutely destroy DRX in the end. That Baron call, honestly, still baffles me to this moment. But still, they were the better team this whole time. As Chovy is going to die. That's going to affect his KDA there just a little bit, but not going to affect the outcome of this game as Gen G walk away with game one.
Yeah.
So you can't be doing that, no matter who you're against. And Gen G, they were just better in a lot of those situations. Kingan, though, was certainly winning in the rock, paper, scissors on the top side of the map. That is for sure. Doran, of course, taking down some turrets and being a Tryndamere. But shout-outs to Kingan. He played well. Potential, and I really like this because basically Rakan throws himself at the opposition and works like a pick champion, even though he can be just a general AoE engaged champion as well. I think a lot of us want them to turn around what was a disappointing game one. Soul of the Cloud's really not here today, as Spyoshik looking to try and steal this one away. Beryl over here as well, but Chovy does have the inside track. Zeka down relatively low. Eats some honey fruit as now Lehens not actually going to get over that wall. Blast Cone is going to pull them back as the blue buff was taken there by Peanut. So DRX do move 4 people into the enemy jungle, but nothing actually eventuates outside of Spyoshik managing to lock down a Rift Scuttler.
Now the Console Shadow's available, and that is one that is going to make a big difference in how these gank setups are done. But the amount of mobility available for DRX, specifically in mid and top, actually makes it quite hard to find a big impact. And I'm wondering whether DRX, knowing that this Hecarim pick was going to come through, has drafted accordingly, but might see a dive here.
Yep, Pyosik moving on back, does have that level 6 available. There's the kick into the wall as Moonlight Vigil goes down. Q's still there, and Pyosik will lock down the kill as Deft picked up the turret aggro, and now they are going to be able to back away pretty comfortably, looking for another one here as that's the double, and the juggle's just so nice. Kingin now looking to try and get these two away from him, but the Onslaught of Shadows goes over the wall. And yeah, he's a bit tanky, but not tanky enough, as they'll take the Gragas and the Rift Herald as DRX look to try and mop up some plates.
He went for last game, which really amped up his damage potential as...
Yeah, that's a charm as Zeka mimics his distortion. Chovy almost killed under the turret, and now Zeka's going to flash, and he's just going to die. The Ignite goes down, and that is going to pick that one up. Actually, no Ignite. That was just the red buff.
Just dies. Yeah. And then it's like a one-for-one.
Death. Yeah, does Gale Force his way out as the Gravitum is going to be there. That's the kickback onto Doran. Q's connected, and that bait was amazing. There are Aphelios here on the top side. Chain going to check out Chovy as well, who's going to Spirit Rush towards Zeka. Can he avoid the charm is going to be the question, as Chovy is just going to miss it. And that's the distortion over the wall. So Zeka is going to survive and continue it. And the pressure on the top side is going to continue. What I was trying to say.
No, I understood you completely.
Thank you for that one. As Cast's going to come through and Kingan's going to find that one. Chovy just going to get punished. DRX turning it on here in the mid game.
And that's with Flash. And now the gold lead actually going in the favor of DRX. And while I still truly believe that as the game progresses,
this is 2.8k as he misses the Q. Ult's going to get flashed. Def not going to be able to grab that one as Lahen's quickness has been popped. They're looking for some catfish for dinner. He's going to eat some grey health, and that is going to be the kill over to Doran, looking for some revenge. As the Q doesn't connect from the Calibrum, Def invested the heal, does still have flash.
Flash into immediate shock blast as Zeka.
Yeah, the distortion had been used, and Peanut is just going to tidy that kill up. We'll see whether they can grab this one onto Doran as well, as yes, they are. Feral secures it in the end. So a 1-for-1 underneath the turret on the top side is Def just farming things out here in the mid lane. Lahen's moving on over as it looks like Gen G are just going to grab themselves a Drake as Deft. In trouble, this positioning not great. And he doesn't want to be the one that is face checking. He's going to do it anyway though as the Devour comes in. Barrel's trying to keep him alive. That's a big shield. And Deft is still going to go down. The Q not going to be enough with the Severum. And that is 2 swift kills. Now Gen G look for this turret in the mid lane, and DRX once again. It's this mid-game situation that has thwarted them in the past, and it looks to be in trouble once more.
That's just a beautiful angle found by Lahen's there. Might actually turn out to be one of the most pivotal plays of the game, because with him taking down Deft, even with Barrel, Doran now second item done. Manamune as well was...
Oh dear, Zeka once again out of position here and doesn't have that distortion. Just saw it get used, but the chain is going to connect. The flash going to be utilized there as well. Chovy wanting to pick this one up, and Zeka goes back to the distortion. Not exactly the option he wanted to do as Chovy grabs that one for himself. As nice little charm onto the catfish, but Feral should be all right as Kingan's moving on in here. That's the Moonlight Vigil. I believe it connected. And yeah, will find himself a few slows. Otherwise, not too much more, as DRX still getting pressured away from this river. As Kingan going to get found by the charm. Body slams backwards. And the Drake has been started. Peanut probably pretty happy to stand here in this area as Zeka gets over the wall. Doran taking a fair bit of damage there, but the chains are not going to slow him down. Acceleration Gate helping him move a little bit quicker here. Super Mega Death Rocket absorbed by Deft. And now Pyosik looking for a kick off to the side. He's spotted. As now Gen G, they're searching for all of these shock blasts, and Doran, I think, just did it. There's the kickback, but Pyosik finds himself alone. Peanut, that was an interesting ultimate. Not exactly the one you were looking for, but Pyosik now behind enemy lines. And yeah, not really going to be working out. And safeguard, and there's no outer turret, so actually he's completely fine. And Doran's going to dive on top of Barrel. That is the last auto, and that's going to connect. As the chain's also going to land, so they trade 1-for-1. It's a good knock up there from Lahen's, who's now battle dancing his way out. Ari is just going to find Deft, though. Not sure what was happening there towards the top side. Maybe we'll catch that in the replay. As now Chovy, okay, Kingan just decides to stop for a little bit there. Charmed back and is going to flash. And Chovy still looking for more, darting around this battlefield. Does not have any more Spirit Rushes left available. It looks like that will be the end of the outer turret. Ruler gets excited though. Body slam is going to get Kingen out of the way. And this is 2 turrets.
Oh, DRX.
Yeah, we're going for it again. Okay, so the Baron
Round
still
2.
extraordinarily healthy. All 5 members of Gen G around the back of the pit. Lots of poke opportunity here for both the Jinx and the Jace, as Kingen just going to get blown up. Chovy secures that one. Zeker off to the side, wants to find Ruler, but he's going to get bullied out. But Deft still very big. Moonlight Vigil going to connect, and the explosion from the Infernum is so huge. Onto Peanut, double kill instantly onto the bottom lane from Zeker, and if at first you don't succeed, wait for game 2 and do it again.
The Deathman's next as well, just for the blow potential. Ooh. I am pretty sure they saw the
Yep,
horse
Peanut
there.
getting pinged to high heaven right now as he looks to wrap all the way around. Pyosik doing the same thing, but there is so much poke damage here from both Ruler and from Doran. Super Mega Death Rocket comes down, and Zeker going to have that back stopped. The horse is still cantering into this one. Distortion comes out, and he goes back to the original. Gets back to the next one as well as the Devour comes in. Really cute plays. He gets the huge shield, but now Chovy can just tidy this one up. The horse is going to die immediately, though, as Ruler picking up the kills, and there is just too much shenanigans. Ruler says, "Stop it, you silly boys," and is going to grab a triple kill for himself with his Jinx. And the teleport out from Kingen will mean that it's not the ace.
I mean,
very out of control.
Extraordinarily out of control.
There is no control in sight. Okay, Shock Blast comes on in. The Devour is going to be used, but Beryl is very, very dead. Deft as well immediately gets charmed, and this is what we were talking about. There is no control in sight, Chronicler. I can't see any of it as Chovy's looking for Zeker. He is going to survive.
Peanut!
The fastest horse in the history of horses will secure it. It's like he's like a guided Super Mega Death Rocket as Kingen now running away. And yeah, I don't think these Nexus turrets are going to save you. Gets a party cask out there, and now just throwing some emotes around. Is Pyosik just going to try and fight this one as best he can? He's going to press the Q, and I value it as the teleport going to come in. And Pyosik probably just going to get tidied up. Yeah, the W from Peanut not going to be enough, as Doran will be able to secure this one in the end. So Gen G, after you know, an interesting mid-game, managed to tidy the map up in the end and will be able to eventually take down this Nexus. A more valiant effort this time around in the mid-game from DRX, but I think we knew that this was going to be the outcome of this series, and Gen G will grab the 2-0 here today.
I think everyone played really well, according to what was expected of them. And this is really interestingly, truly a game where I feel like you can give every single player POG. Maybe with exception of Ruler, because it felt like he was more along for the ride, but even he had some really high-impact ultimates. But I felt that Lahen's all over the map. Peanut snowballed every single lane. Doran.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview translation, joined by the mid-jungle duo of Gen G. Congratulations! Gen G is on a 4-match, 8 games winning streak. You guys are undefeated so far here in the second round robin. Well, we are undefeated, that's true, but it's only the beginning of round 2, so I don't really care too much about the, being undefeated, stuff like that. I just want to keep, pushing forward. Yeah, just like Chovy said, it's only the beginning of round 2, so I don't think that's a big deal, and we have a very big match coming up, so I hope I can focus on that instead. And Chovy, you blind picked Ahri in both game 1 and 2. A very common choice these days. Why do you think a lot of mid laners are having priority over this pick? I think Ahri, she does a decent job in the laning phase, and also she can kind of exert a lot of pressure as soon as she kind of scales well. What kind of pressure? Because she has a very high mobility. She can create a lot of new kind of unexpected actions against the opponent, something that opponents cannot really see coming. In game number 1, Gwen was able to win lane on the top lane, and then Doran decided to roam down to the mid lane, and that was really impressive. With Dio and Doran, you were able to pick up 2 kills on Orianna. So was that your setup, or was it Doran's call? Well, Doran, he said he had some downtime, so he just want to pay a visit down on the mid lane. So I just told him how Orianna is doing on the mid lane, and we were able to set up for a turret dive. I guess we could see a very good teamwork between Doran and Chovy. Game 2, Pyosik was playing around Genji's bottom lane. You know, he was doing a lot of early actions on Genji's bot duo. What do you think of that play? I mean, he did get fed early on. His lead was super strong, but looking at our comp, you know, we still thought that we have a lot of strength later on, so we didn't really worry too much about that. And how did you plan to deal with the Lee Sin, who started off with 2 kills? I was like, let's not just fight when Lee is nearby. And Peanut. Hecarim is on a 6-game winning streak here in the LCK Spring. Yeah, I think he's been having a great days these days. So, tell us about the Hecarim pick. Do you think that's the best option to set up for plays? I think you also have to consider the opponent's pick, but looking at today's comp, Hecarim was a good pick. And a lot of people say him together with Ahri can find a great synergy, and that duo is actually having a 3-0 score so far. So could you break down the strength of that combo? You know, they both have a very high mobility and really good at, you know, making plays. So even without Ahri, Hecarim is really good in general. In Game 2, Aphelios was able to find some crazy moonlight visual, and that moment DRX was able to actually turn the game around. Were you kind of worried at that moment? Chovy did a great job, so we were supposed to win that fight, but we actually kind of got dragged and we were just diving too much, so actually DRX was able to win that fight, but still we thought our comp was really good, so we just wanted to kind of slow down and focus up. So how did you guys plan to turn the game around after that big teamfight loss? We only had 2 minutes for the next streak, and we also lost our tier 2 turret as well. So we were able to kind of see that we can actually kind of drag out the game when the opponents have the Baron buff. So we didn't think that that was a huge crisis for us. In Game 2, Genji, in round 2, Genji has become way stronger. I mean, round 1 Genji was really strong, but it is even stronger. And the average game time is so short. You guys are so fast to close out the games. So what kind of change or, you know, other improvements did you guys kind of achieve throughout the transition of splits? I have no idea. What about you, Peanut? These days, I think we have become a lot better at calculating leads and loss, you know. Not only us, but I think every other teams are doing a great job as well. So that's why LCK, the league itself, has become a lot faster. And your next opponent is T1. A lot of people are already so hyped for that match coming up. What do you expect from that series? First off, Faker is doing a great job. He's one of the strongest mid laners. So I'm looking forward to the T1 series. And about the result, it's going to be 2-1. Whoever wins, I can't really predict it right now, but I hope that's going to be Genji. What about you, Peanut? What's your bet? I mean, it's sports, you know, I really want to win, you know. But T1 right now is unstoppable, so I'm a little bit worried, to be honest. But I hope we don't feel too pressured about this series in order to have better results. And lastly, any message over to the fans? Thank you for all the support. That's the motivation for me, and we could enjoy all the matches. And I hope I can come back stronger and keep this good form for our fans. And always stay safe, everyone. And this will be the end of the interview from Chovy, Peanut, and back to the analyst carpet space. Thank you.